Welcome to Tarot Thursday. I'm Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Reverend Brian Ellicott. And we are back from the Parliament of World's Religions, and this evening, Tarot Thursday is coming to you from our respective dwellings. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate everyone who joined us last Thursday during the day for our special edition from the floor of the Parliament. That was an awful lot of fun, wasn't it, Brian?
That was an awful lot of fun.
It really was. Just having somebody out saying, "Would you like a free tarot reading?" Free? Really? Sure. And so we're back to our usual format. If you have a question, please post it in chat and we'll be happy to do a reading for you. I am still pulling my thoughts together on Parliament because I came back from Parliament and immediately had to move.
I got to take a couple of days to take it in, but then I had to go back to work.
Yes. I went back to work and then I moved. But I'm going to take some time this weekend and write something up to post. But it was an incredible experience. It really was. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Sean. Or Shauna, I'm so sorry. Thank you both for joining us. And Shauna would like a general reading. We can certainly do that for you. Let me get my card shuffled up here.
Hi, Melanie.
Hey, Melanie, good to see you. Hi, Joanna, welcome.
All right.
Okay. All right. And we'll get to you next, Cherry. You want to go first or do you want me to, Brian?
I'll let you go first.
All right. So the first card I've got is the Four of Lamps. Hold it up here. And when this card comes up in a reading, it means that you need to be gathering some more information about your situation. So there are things going on that you're not aware of in this situation, Shauna. So use your resources to figure that out. Now, the next one I have is the Eight of Pentacles. And this represents a young man learning how to draw and paint. He's acquiring a new job skill. So, this is talking about perfecting the skills we already have or learning something new. So, if you're not working on that, this is a great time to do that. And finally, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So, this is talking about the material world and our resources. And when this card comes up, it means you're going to have the resources to do what you want to do once you get all the information in hand.
All right. And then, so this reading is still for Shauna, and I pulled the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is about wholeness and connection. So for me, it looks like you've been doing a lot of work, either networking or working with your family. I also pulled the High Priestess, which is about intuition and obviously the divine goddess. So really just mom vibes or like auntie vibes. Maybe you're doing something with some kids. I'm getting a vibe that you're like you work with kids or that you spend a lot of time with kids. Um and then I also pulled the Two of Cups, which is about partnership, not necessarily romantic partnership, just partnership. It could be work, could be romantic. Um, so yeah, I just get a lot of family vibes and really channeling your like divine goddess in order to continue coming full circle with your passions in life.
All
That
right.
was for Shauna, and then we have a long stack already this evening. We
And
have Cherry, then Tara, and then Joanna.
all righty. All right. So Cherry wants to know, will I and the petty queen get along or should I just change my job?
I mean, if you're calling her a petty queen, I don't think we need any cards, but we'll go for it. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
Context.
Brian's a New Yorker. That's the best way to describe it. Love you, bro.
Just saying. Context clues.
Yes, context clues.
So I will go first because the cards have decided. So I pulled the Hierophant, which is traditionally about like being conservative values, being stuck in your ways. So just starting off with, I think you and the Petty Queen are not a great fit for each other. But we could pull. We're gonna pull two more. The Four of Cups. Well, obviously there are three cups on the ground in the Rider Waite Smith, and one cup is up in the air. And the person is doing a bunch of reflecting about the cups on the floor and the cup in its hand. I feel like you need to look for other opportunities, and that cup that's up there right with the cloud in the hand, that is your signal to part ways with this person. And I also pulled the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is about action and initiative. And in the Nine of Wands, usually it's making a choice that may seem hard or dangerous. So I'm gonna go with you and your petty queen should part ways and on amicable terms, however.
All right. So the first thing that comes up for me is the Two of Cups. Now, in this deck, it clearly represents a romantic relationship, but it's not always a romantic relationship. But it's talking about some kind of partnership. Now, my next card is the Six of Pentacles. And here we have someone who is doing well enough financially that they can share with others if they choose. And finally, we have Judgment, which represents reaching a goal that you have been working hard to achieve. So I'm going to say you've been working towards making some sort of move anyway, and now is the time to do it. And forging some sort of new partnership. And I hope that's helpful. And hello, Alyssa. Thank you for joining us. And I see Shauna said that can be related to her work. All right, so we are going to do a general reading for Tara. And you said this just popped up on your feed, so it's fate. Yeah, the universe does this to us.
Would you like to go first?
I'm still shuffling. If you're ready, you can go first.
I am ready, so I will do that. internet does not like me today, so we're making it do what it needs to do. So I pulled for the first card death. Now this is not death in the sense of death. This is death in the sense of rebirth, new beginnings, sort of that phoenix rising from the ashes sort of vibe, not so much dying. I also pulled the Three of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles is traditionally about material gain, money, jobs, career. But the Three of Pentacles is specifically about teamwork and working together. So maybe I'm feeling like an old project has sort of died, but it's rebirthed into a new project, potentially with some new partners, some new team members. And then I also pulled the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is also about that recharge and that pause in between meditative states of like actively resting and like being asleep. So I feel like something didn't pan out the first time, but you're gonna get a second chance at it, potentially with some new energy and some new vibes that will make it better this time around.
Okay. And the first card I have pulled is the Two of Swords. Now, this represents cooperation, but it's definitely in the sense of allies rather than friends. And it's got with it the connotation of it's a relationship that works as long as it's of mutual benefit to both parties. And then you'll go your separate ways. And that's why I say allies rather than friends or partners. So it's a relationship that's useful or that will exist as long as it's mutually useful. Next, we have the Six of Lamps. Now, in this deck, Lamps is the suit of spirituality, and this is one of my favorite cards because in this card represents Chak-Ek having a vision quest and meeting her spirit guide. So this card is about your own spiritual journey and looking to what you need to be learning here. And finally, we've got a major arcana card, the Body, and it's talking about the effects of our actions in the material world. And what this card tells us is to look carefully at your actions at this time because they may have unintended consequences. So think carefully before you act. So I hope you find that helpful, Tara. And who do we have next? Joanna wants a reading.
Okay. Just a general one?
Yes, and then Melanie.
Gotcha.
All right. So let me get shuffled up here.
Yep. Shuffle time.
Shuffle.
We didn't do our wrist exercises this time.
We did not do our wrist warm-ups. We did not. We were talking about the Parliament and the fact that I literally moved into this house today.
I saw the key go in the door. I did see that.
Yes, I post if you are on my Facebook, or you can find me, Mary Hawk, on Facebook. My profile is open. I took a picture of my husband opening the door. Of course, just because we're in doesn't mean all our stuff is in, but we're in.
Hell is in. That's all that matters.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So this is for Joanne.
All right. I am ready.
Then you may go ahead.
Great. So the first card I pulled is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is also usually stuck with like childhood nostalgia, those like warm fuzzies you get when they show like 90s flicks on Instagram. That's what I've been finding right now. But like that familiarity, that very like Wonder World, like Wonder I don't know what show I'm thinking of. Wonder Years. There we go. Vibes. And then I also pulled the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is like finding a new passion or a new love, something being sparked out of that nostalgia that gives you that same vibe of newness that the nostalgia gives, but over something new. Um, and then I pulled the Devil card, which is interesting. The Devil, again, is not a bad card. It's just about sort of like self sabotage or like overindulgence. So while the cups are telling you to indulge, the devil is like that balance to tell you to not go too far. So yeah, enjoy the nostalgic vibes, but don't get sucked into old habits that were not good during those nostalgic vibes. That's the message. Sometimes it takes the cards a minute to communicate.
Yeah. So, first of all, I've got the Nine of Lamps, and this card is about don't overthink the situation. So, your first impression is the right one. Then we've got the Three of Pentacles, and this is about learning from your current situation. And finally, we've got a major arcana card that's unique to the deck. This is the future. Now, is this Daedalus or Icarus? Are you going to fly too close to the sun and have the wax melt off your wings? Or are you going to soar to safety? So this card advises caution. You need to chart your path carefully so you fly to safety. And I hope you find that useful, Joanna. And next, hello to Marcia. And then Melanie asked for a general reading.
We can certainly do that. And then Kai had a question.
No, actually, Sophia is in front of Kai.
Oh, I think I missed that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a busy Thursday.
It's always busy on Tarot Thursday.
All right.
All right. Okay, Melanie. So the first card I have for you is the Ace of Cups. Cups are about our emotions. And aces are generally a fortunate card in that respect. And then I've got the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is generally talking about some sort of loss. So there's been some sort of emotional loss. And then we have Judgment that's showing up again. And this is a talking about reaching a goal you've been working on. So taking together, while you're dealing with an emotional loss, work through your grief, or whatever you're feeling, but you're going to be okay. And you are going to reach the goal you've been working on.
All right. So I pulled the Chariot, which is obviously about willpower and drive and pushing forward. Um, and I also pulled the Emperor, which is the card actually a couple cards ahead of it, which is authority and like divine masculinity. Um, and then I pulled the Five of Cups. So I feel like for you, you've been on a journey and you're asserting yourself. But with the Five of Cups, maybe you've been feeling like you've asserted yourself too far, and you're trying to pull it back a little bit. Oh, everybody say hi, Elvis.
Hi, Elvis.
So I would say I'm gonna pull one more card because I want. Yeah. So even though you're feeling like you may have pushed too far in the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups came out right after it. So don't trust yourself and feel confident that you're advocating for yourself or others for a good reason. Um, and don't stop.
All right.
And Elvis is just gonna hang out, I guess.
Well, hang out with us, Elvis, and howdy back to you, Tom. All right. And now we're up to a reading for Sophia.
Okay.
And I can go first. All right. So the first card I've got is the Three of Wands. And this card is about moving forward with the assistance of someone else. So look for a mentor or someone who's in a position to help you out in this situation. The next card is the Ten of Wands. So your current situation, you're waiting for something to change, something to move, and the time is just not quite right yet. But the situation is coming to an end or to the time to change. And then finally, we have got the Two of Lamps. And this card is about divination, and it's about using your abilities to help other people. Lamps are a spiritual suit in this deck. So when you need to be reaching out to help other people at this point in time.
So I pulled the Magician, which is about manifestation and setting intentions. And then I pulled the Six of Pentacles, which is again the suit of Pentacles is about material gain, but giving and receiving in this suit. So not only are you giving material gain, you're also receiving material gain through that manifestation. And then I pulled the Knight of Pentacles, which is about routine setting. So I feel like you've gotten into a really good ebb and flow of your personal or like spiritual journey. And you're seeing the returns in that through your habits and through your routines. And you should keep doing it. It's working for you. So don't stop. And so the way it works is we do readings either general or question specific based. And the three things that Mary and I don't do readings about is health, legal advice, and third parties that are not present. Like for Kai's question, she said that her daughter is present, so we would do that reading. But if they're not around, we won't do it. Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Sophia, you are very welcome. Hi, Elle. Good to see you.
All right. Is Kai next?
Kai is next.
Well, actually, I believe it's
Kenzie.
Kenzie. Yep. All right. Talking about jobs. We like,
Jobs, jobs, jobs.
I mean, we like jobs
We
ish.
like jobs. We'd like winning the lottery better, but if that doesn't happen, then
I'm
we
not
need.
too good at winning the lottery.
I once won $50.
I won $90 on a scratch off once. That's a,
Mm-hmm.
and occasionally some blackjack, but that's,
Yeah.
All right. So I pulled the Page of Wands, which is about ambition, taking risks, like action oriented. So I feel like Mackenzie just has to put in a bit of Kenzie has to put in a bit more work and just keep going forward, and the jobs will come. Um, the Nine of Cups, which is traditionally an emotions card, so I feel like if you put your actions and your emotions into it, you will get those jobs that you want. Now, the Page of Cups is an interesting card because it's a cup with a fish in it. So I don't know if it's like food service or like bartending. It's got something to do with hospitality for sure. I feel like it's a hospitality sort of job that is in her reach. She just has to go forth and do the things.
Okay. Well, my first card is the Empress, which is overall a card of good fortune. It's also a card of very strong feminine energy. Then I've got the King of Wands. And this is a card about being in control of your situation and getting what you want out of it. And then finally, I've got the Princess of Cups, which means you've got a whole lot of emotion invested in the situation. So, overall, I'm going to say that Kenzie is going to manifest the kind of job she wants.
Sounds
And
good.
I hope that's useful. And let's see where we are. Okay. Kai says photography. Well, she can manifest that. And Dee Dee, we can certainly ask what the ancestors want you to know as you prepare for priestesshood. You are welcome, Kenzie. Happy to help. If you're ready, go ahead. Hello, Latima.
It's a busy day here.
It is.
All right. We're ready. Okay. So the first card I pulled is the Five of Cups. Now, I would say that in your journey to priestesshood, there have been some setbacks, some disappointments, maybe some things that you didn't think were going to work out. And then I pulled the right after it card, which is the Six of Cups, which is like I talked about earlier, is like that nostalgia and that like childhood excitement of achieving your priestesshood, which is an achievement, and you should be very proud of that. So don't let the setbacks or like any reservations make you feel like you haven't earned it, because you have. And then I pulled the Three of Wands as the last card, which is persistence and like anticipating and progression. So, as you know, getting your first degree is only the first step in the door. There are other steps if you want to take them. So I think this is basically just looking at all you've achieved and deciding how you want to go forward.
Okay. So the first card I pulled is, oh, a mirror here. All right. So I have got the Princess of Cups. So cups are emotions. Princess is earth and water. So we are looking at a little bit of reservation around your emotions. And that's okay, but you need to know, be real with yourself about what you are feeling right now. And the next card we get is the Eight of Lamps. And the advice on this card is you've been through a situation that was not working for you. So I'm going to say this has been a struggle for you. You've struggled hard and you had to scrap something that wasn't working and try again. And then finally, we've got another card that is unique to this deck, the Mind card. And this means that you have to gather more information. So you asked what the ancestors wanted you to know. The ancestors are saying, we're not going to tell you in a tarot reading.
My cards don't have that option.
So my advice, because by the way, our ancestors are like this. Absolutely, they would do that.
Yep.
They will absolutely do that to you. So meditate.
My ancestors aren't quite as foul, thankfully.
You know, the Corellian ancestors definitely
Oh,
have.
those ones for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
They have a sense of humor. They do.
Humor. But yes.
The fact that they just said, we're not going to tell you.
Basically, they just said, nana, nana, nana.
In a tarot reading. So, yeah, you're going to have to meditate. So, yes, if Lady Wendy has been around you, then meditate. Ask her what she wants you to know.
You might want to leave her a little,
Leave her an offering. Yeah. But no, they're not necessarily going to do it easily. They're giving me cryptic dreams. Yeah.
That's fine.
Melanie's laughing so hard she's crying.
Well, we're glad we couldn't provide.
Absolutely. And is it Latima or Lalima wants a reading?
Lalima.
Okay, Lalima. And did you ask us? Okay, Lalima, is it a general question or? Okay, type in what you want your question to be on your reading, Lalima. That last reading was for Dee Dee, otherwise known as Aradia May. Yes, listen to the ancestors and laugh with them.
All right.
Okay, and Lalima, just post a kind of a question, what you wanted us to read on, please. Meanwhile, I'll tell you all about staying for a few days. A family member let us stay in an old farmhouse they owned between the time we moved out of our previous home and into this one. And yeah, apparently their grandmother and grandfather are still there
Oh,
and,
that's fun.
and active in the kitchen.
Oh, so don't leave knives on the counter.
Well, I took to putting out cups of coffee
Oh, that's nice.
as an offering and thanking them for their hospitality.
Yes,
But the three of us definitely all experienced sounds and some movement in the kitchen when everyone else was either asleep or gone.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, you want to know Nikhil's intention for you and what's hidden from you in this connection. All right. We can do that. Hmm.
All right.
Go ahead. I've gone first the last couple of times.
All right. So the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is in the realm of mindfulness and communication and those like so I feel like there's been a miscommunication of sorts. Something's not going right in your relationship because it's long distance. Either your timings are off or your routines are different. Um and I pulled the Ace of Cups. Um so with that is like new love, but not love with another person. It's self-love. So I feel like maybe you're projecting some of your like reservations are actually miscommunications because he's not intentionally trying to hurt you. The Nine of Cups is not about pain, it's about enjoying the multitude of what you have. So I would say to work on your communication because he's not intentionally trying to hurt you or harm you. It sounds like your communication styles are different or your timing is off.
All right. So the first card I've got is the Four of Lamps. And this card counsels us to get more information. So you don't have all the information you need in this situation. And then I've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is normally about working on our skills relating to our jobs and our careers. But in this case, I think it's maybe about working on your relationship skills here, communication, understanding each other. And then finally, I've got the Lovers. And the Lovers always means there's a choice coming up. It doesn't always refer to your love life, but in this case, it might. Because clearly there's some issues in the relationship, and you're going to have to decide whether you want to stay there and work on things or move on. Although, again, the cards are advising you to get more information first. Okay. All right. Well, Lalima. I hope that's helpful. Yes, Hannah, we can do a reading for you. Do you want a general reading or do you have a specific question? You are very welcome, Lalima.
And I think with our timing, we might have one or two more spaces.
Right. Probably time for like one or two more.
Yep.
And a general reading for Hannah. All righty. Well, the first card I've got for you is the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles being around our material possessions. And the Ace is a card of good fortune. So things are looking well there. And then I've got the Sun. So this means that things are going, whatever your situation is, it should turn up well. Then oddly, I've got the Five of Pentacles, which indicates there might be some financial reverses. So I'm going to pull one more card. And I get the Emperor. And the Emperor is about temporal power and also counsels about the cycles of time. So I'm going to say if things are very good right now, then you need to prepare for a reverse and put some hay in the barn. Be saving back.
So I pulled the Two of Cups, which is about partnership, duality, and then I pulled the Four of Pentacles. Now, obviously, we've been talking about Pentacles a lot this evening, material gain, but this is about stability and conserving what you have. So, along the same lines of what Mary said, it might be time to put more away for the winter than you have been. And then I pulled the Queen of Wands, which is about action and motive. So I would also agree with what Mary said that this is a time for you to save more than what you give out. This time of year might put you in some financial difficulties. So while things are good, really, really save and be ready for it.
Okay. And Elle has asked for a general reading, so we've got time for that. And then we could take maybe one more after Elle.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll do one for Anne as well, and that will finish us up for the night. You are welcome, Hannah.
I will go first while you shuffle.
All righty.
So we're up to L, right?
Yes, this is for Elle.
So I pulled the World. The World is about completion and achievement. So you've completed something that is worth shouting from the rooftops that you finished it, that it's done with. And the Page of Pentacles speaks to starting something new because you've completed that. But really reflecting on with the Two of Wands what you've just completed. So This reading for me is whatever you've just completed that you're really proud of, take that time to admire the completion and your achievement before rolling into something new. Take that, couple minutes or even a day or so to really be proud of yourself before hitting the ground running again. Because it's worth reflecting on the achievement.
All right. Okay, so the first card I've got for you is the Nine of Cups. And this is called the Wish card. And it cuts both ways. It means you're going to get whatever you wish for. Whatever you wish for. And so you have to be sure your subconscious mind is working with your conscious mind. Because whatever you are putting out the strongest is what you will get. And the reason I caution you that way is the next card is the Eight of Cups. And here you see a man beset by nightmares. But the truth is, none of his fears are anywhere near as bad as what he thinks they are if he just faces them. So it's not as bad as you think it might be, as long as you face it head on. And then finally, I have magic. So that means you have the ability to manifest what you want out of the situation. As long as you don't let yourself be drawn down by your fears. What I'm feeling here is that there is a situation in which you can defeat yourself by letting yourself be ruled by your fear. So don't do that. You have the power to manifest what you want in this situation.
Now, it's often that Mary and I get separate messages. One, we're in two different time zones, in two different states, in two different places, using two different decks. So keep in mind that we're picking up different vibe frequencies on everyone.
And sometimes we get the same message, and sometimes we get different messages, and you get what the universe wants you to know.
Yep. We didn't put that out there at the beginning, so.
Yeah, we did not. And so now we're going to do one for Anne, and that will wrap us up. Okay, now, Anne, we don't do readings about medical issues.
We're tarot readers, not doctors, thank you.
Yes.
But we're happy to do a general reading or anything else, just no legal advice, medical advice, or third-party readings. So if you would like to rephrase, go ahead. While we wait for Anne, you want to pull a card for me since it's Thursday?
Sure, I will pull a card for you. One card for Brian. You get the Six of Wands.
Okay.
So you are manifesting what it is you desire.
It's true.
Okay.
All right.
General reading for Anne.
Here we go. It was so crazy doing this from the floor of Parliament. Thankfully, I was turbaned that day, so it helped.
Pink turban, and you looked so dashing.
My God, I showed that picture at work. People were like, oh my God, that's insane.
But I have to tell y'all, when we went out to eat that night, he took it off.
Yeah. Big Seek energy don't work for me. I appreciated the lesson though. All right. So, Anne, I pulled the star, which is about hope. So have hope that things are going to work out. And then the Queen of Pentacles, which is also, about again material gain, but her protecting her material gain. She is a nurturing queen, but that's her coin and she's holding it. No one's taking it from her. So, have a sense of ownership in your hope, that you're manifesting that hope and that you own it. And then I pulled the Eight of Pentacles, which is about hard work and replication. As you see, the guy there is making several of the same thing over and over again. So I would say that even in your struggles, that you own that you're going to find a way out of them one way or another. You've done it before and you can do it again.
Okay. So my first card is the Two of Wands. Here we have a young man looking at a far city, and he's planning to go there. He's making plans for the future. Next, I have the Ace of Swords. Swords are about action. So this card always counsels us to take action. Whatever you can do in your situation right now, do it. Not acting would be the wrong choice. And then finally, we have the King of Swords. So this card is about, again, action and controlled action, or being very much in control of your actions. So keep moving and take controlled action is the advice I've got for you in this situation. And I hope you find that helpful. Okay. And Brian, before we go, well, I'm glad it does, Anne. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you'll be back next Thursday at 10 Eastern, 9 Central for Tarot Thursday. Brian,
Yes?
You're very welcome. Can you pull one card for me, please?
I can. You're the queen of the castle.
The Queen
Of
Swords. Of course, my card. This card
Right.
has represented me for 20 years.
Right. So you're the queen of the castle. Lottie da.
La-di-da-di-da.
So yeah, you are literally the queen of a new castle. Go forth and do the things.
Yeah, like find my stuff.
Or like unpacking. You know where. So this card, for those who don't know, is actually about cleverness and being smart. So when she said earlier today that she couldn't find her makeup, you know where it is. You just didn't want to find it. So as you're unpacking and you're thinking to yourself, where is all of my junk? It's exactly where you left it, in the pod.
Yes, it's getting to it is
Right.
the issue.
And you have extra hands to make that happen. So go forth and do the things.
Yes. Where the movers are showing up tomorrow to bring all the stuff in.
Yay.
Yay. Well, I want to thank everyone who came tonight and asked us questions. I love doing Tarot Thursday. I'll be back next week. Brian is one of my very favorite guest readers.
Yay.
Yay. So thank you very much. And I'm going to wish you blessed be, and we will sign off.
Night.